Today's Insight, it was an invitation that inspired hope of long-lasting peace across the Pacific. China invited to the Rim of the Pacific exercise for the first time. In an exclusive interview with CCTV America, one of the men who leads RIMPAC offers insight into the decision, the purpose of the exercise, and the future of the Asia Pacific. Nathan King with Australian Rear Admiral Simon Cullen.
Obviously, China joining the exercises for the first time. You know, previously there had been some criticisms in China of RIMPAC that it felt like a containment of China exercise led by the Americans, Australians there, Japan. What's their presence meant?
I mean, I think everyone is delighted to have China in the exercise RIMPAC for the first time. And it's a great opportunity for us to build on those relationships that we may have formed in a bilateral format before, or on a much smaller scale. And from Australia's perspective, we were delighted to be able to work with China during the typhoon recently in the Philippines and search for the missing Malaysian Airlines jet MH370, where we formed those partnerships. Working together here in RIMPAC, we can further strengthen those relationships, further improve our understanding, and further improve our interoperability.
Cynics would say, look, it's all very well, you're chummy during these exercises, but national interests are at stake. When you go back, these relationships don't really change policies or perceptions. Would you argue against that?
I have been able to watch on the sporting field, for example, sailors from Australia and China and other countries playing soccer together. I've seen them in classrooms taking lectures together. I've seen them interacting socially together. And I think those basic relationships are the building blocks on which everything moves forward. It is all about forming friendships and relationships and partnerships. And I would hope that the junior Australian officers that are in our ships or in our aircraft make friends with their Chinese counterparts and counterparts from other nations. And when they rise to positions of strength and influence, those friendships will endure and we'll all be better as a consequence of that.
And China's been picking up that partnerships and friendships. You know, there's a very different atmosphere here in the exercises than they are in the geopolitical world. You know, across the Asia Pacific, we are seeing some differences. Do you think what happens here makes a difference out there?
Absolutely. I think that navies and armies and air forces are very good at working with each other. And I think that the trust and confidence we can build from working with each other will permeate through the region and will promote security, which can only be a good thing for all our countries, wherever we may come from.
Essentially, this practice could save lives.
Not only saving lives, but probably being cost effective in how we operate as well, and that we'll be saving time and effort because we know how to work with each other rather than having to go through those building block steps that we're doing here rather than in an operational environment.
Finally, 22 nations are all coming together. You know, there's not of nationalism out there. What unites everyone here beyond their national interests and the uniforms that they wear?
I think the thing that unites us all is our interest in a stable and peaceful environment in which to live and to grow. And for our families and our friends, we all want that to prosper, particularly in the Asia Pacific region. So if we can make a small contribution to that through our actions here in the training environment in Hawaii, I think that's a wonderful thing to do.
Stay tuned to CCTV for the rest of Nathan King's reports on RIMPAC. And when we're not on the air, you can head over to our website, cctv-america.com. There you can find Nathan's collection of stories on RIMPAC.